The last thing I talk about a little bit about is recommendations and who should write them. Different schools have different policies. Some schools want one, some want only from a counselor, some schools want two, some schools want, I mean, every school sort of seems to have their own different requirements, okay? But one, I just really want to emphasize, really be strategic about who's writing your recommendations, okay? Once again, people who like you, people who you know are going to write really good recommendations for you. If you have a teacher who thinks like you did, even though you did well in their class, if you don't feel they're 100% behind your cause to go to college or really get Excel, go find somebody else, okay? You know who that person is, okay? Usually counselors are really good sources of information. Usually they want you to succeed. Oftentimes teachers, you may think you did well in a class and maybe a good recommender, but if they're writing recommendations for 40 people, it's a lot of recommendations to write, okay? The counselors actually one of their major job responsibilities is to write recommendations, okay? So besides a counselor, think of other people. Maybe you worked or you did extracurricular activities, okay? That may be a good person to write a recommendation for you. Okay, one thing you should do, we talked about this earlier, that you may be in 10th grade and you're in 12th grade asking for someone for a recommendation. You need to help your recommenders as much as possible. And what I recommend you do is that when you ask a person to write a recommendation for you, you write a 1 or 2 page summary sheet for them. Okay? Once again, they will not remember all the good work that you've done because they had 200 other students coming through over the course of the 2 years. Okay, well, we'll emphasize the class you took or your activity with this person, some of your major accomplishments, why you want to go to college, what do you want to study, okay? It may talk about some particularly good work, a particular project that you worked on. It may talk about some of your extracurricular activities. And what this does is this person may just know you as an academic person. They may not know that you did 6 or 7 activities outside of class or outside of school. They may not know that you want to go to a particular school or you have particular career goals. And what this does is I tell people this basically writes the recommendation for people without writing the recommendation for them. Okay? And because if a person's writing 20 recommendations, that's a lot of work. But if you come and you have a 2 or 3 page summary, you've basically done the work for them. So chances are that they're going to write a better recommendation for you than for the person who says, can you write a recommendation for me? Plus, you're giving them specific examples to add into the recommendation. And there's nothing more impressive, and there's nothing more sort of that backs up the point. I can say that you're smart, but if I say you're smart and that you've done the following things, there's a big difference, okay? Just to say someone's smart, there are a lot of smart people out there, but to really demonstrate and from a different perspective that you're smart really helps out when the recommendations. It makes it more interesting to read, and the more sort of detail that you give someone to sort of build it up is definitely going to help you.